Hey, what's up, everybody? As we are navigating through this online space, it can sometimes feel like the wild, wild west. I know what's good, what's not, what's trending, what's hot. Well, today I want to give you a little insight to what I've been working on in my crypto projects. Remember, I'm not an official financial investment advisor, only a personal finance enthusiast and a crypto consultant here to help you win by reducing risk and increasing your profits. Now let's check out one of my projects' progress right now. Let's go. What up? Hey, what's happening? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Yes, this is early morning and it is time for me to update you on a few things. Today, I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the low key, not really, programs that a lot of people just haven't caught on to. And for some reason, I just don't understand it. I think I got an idea of what's going on, but I'm going to have a conversation with you today. And I want you to understand why I'm kind of doing this, right? And as I go along, maybe you'll kind of, figure that out because you know me and kind of I have the same theme. I am consistent with how I present my particular videos and so today I just I've been watching and really I've been busy doing things locally here with the family and other things. And so now I have a moment that I've been observing certain things and I want to bring it out. I want to talk about it. And I definitely want to talk about tech trades. That's probably going to be the bulk of this, is to talk a little bit about tech trades and where they're going. But to kick it off, let's go ahead and let's talk about something that I find very interesting, at this moment in time. I really believe that we have a great opportunity here to look at different projects, different programs, things that have been working and things that have been kind of lying beneath the radar. Like the really crypto enthusiasts, I guess, people that I know in this space that look at opportunities, jump on opportunities, have a level of risk tolerance that allows them to look at a variety of opportunities, what we call diversification. And with that, there are certain programs that some people jump on, some people don't. And then there's other programs that are talked about in the public, but then they're really not talked about by certain YouTubers like myself. I'm including myself in that, by the way. There are certain programs we won't talk about, for different reasons. And some people believe that that reason is if it doesn't have an affiliate link, then we don't talk about it. Right. So I'm going to discuss that as well with you today. All right. Because there's a couple of programs that I've been looking at that don't have referral links, but they are outstanding. And I really believe people are just missing the boat on these. And with everything that we've done as far as YouTubers in this space, a lot of people have followed us into programs. And when people look at our videos and they listen to us and they know that we're providing the best research and information as we can based upon our particular criteria and, our particular abilities, then yes, that's part of their DYOR. And when they're doing the due diligence and doing their own research, then part of it is looking at our videos and taking that information and really connecting with us to a point where, hey, this must be a good project because these, different guys on YouTube or wherever actually are talking about it. Right. And so that being the case, we have a responsibility to figure out how do I make sure that my audience, if you're in this crypto space, if you're interested in getting into it, make sure that you're making money. There's no reason for you to watch my videos or follow me in any program if you're not going to make money, right? You could be doing a lot of other things with your time, but if you see an opportunity or you're looking for an opportunity, you want to earn some extra income, you want a side hustle, you just need to supplement your income. Maybe, you don't want to work 3 or 4 jobs. You just want to work one solid job, for a purpose, and then have some side income. Then yes, you will come to YouTube and you will look for that. And that's what I believe my responsibility is, to find a way that you can actually earn while you're doing whatever you do in your life and not lose your money. So I am really, really committed to continuing this process, because I'm never going to be 100% correct on any project. But what I can do is reduce your chances of loss and really increase your chances to profit. And so today I'm going to hit on a few things before I dive into the meat of this program. I just want to talk about a few things. Yes, this is just a beautiful picture. I love this picture right there in California, and it's only a few minutes away from me. So I drive by it and say, you know what? You're mine. And you know how they say, you gotta speak it, man. You gotta speak it and you gotta believe it. And I believe that I'm on route to this particular setup. And the mountains, I mean, it's beautiful, right? I love the mountains. My wife loves the ocean, so maybe we'll be in a mountain looking over the ocean. So we'll both be happy. The kids love them both. All right, so I know you're here to hear some good stuff, right? All right, let's do this. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. I am just a crypto enthusiast. Really love the fact that we have an opportunity in this fourth industrial revolution in order to earn from alternative investments. And that would be crypto, blockchain-based, DeFi, tokenization, and that whole gamut. So let's hit on some of these quality programs that people don't talk about today. First, before I even get into that, I want to make something clear for everybody listening. If you're still with me, I mean, it's only been 5 minutes, so hopefully you're still with me. All right, so I've been listening to, and I've been watching, I review a lot of programs, just so you know. I sign up, I get into these groups, and I want to see what they're doing. I got to do my research, right? So it takes time to sit there and watch and read and observe and all those things. All right, you remember Automated Capital, which had their PAM, NVFX had their PAM called Automated Capital. All right. So people jumped into Automated Capital. It was kind of doing okay for a while. And then all of a sudden it just got a fire underneath it and it took off for about a week. And then it crashed and burned, right? While people were involved in that, let's talk about that. Automated Capital, NVFX, people were like, hey, this is awesome. I even looked at it and I was following it. I'm like, oh my gosh, these guys are, picking up speed. They were doing, decent. And I said, that might be one I need to look at, to add to my portfolio for that long term, just kind of, building in the background. Really looked like a good, promising opportunity. Well, then all of a sudden, it didn't seem to work out. Before that one, FX Sway. Let's talk about that, because FX Sway has come back into the limelight 3 times in the last few months. Early on, you know how it is, right? When we get involved in a program and let's say it crashes, it fails, then we get involved in another program and everybody's doing great, and the person that's speaking, and they're visible and got good plans and we're making good money, and then it doesn't last, right? So after 2 or 3 of these, you start to look at things a little differently. And so I remember a lot of us, out here in YouTube land, that's, pretty consistent with looking at these programs and talking about them. We shifted to, something a little more solid. So I went, a good friend of mine over on Facebook was presenting, and I said, oh, wow, he's definitely a good guy. Definitely somebody that I've watched for a long time. And he always had great programs because he really, really likes to take care of his community. So I said, okay, let's see what he got. So I saw that FX Way was on the docket. And so at this point, FX Way, and he says, hey, AGE was the actual PAM that, everybody was jumping into. Okay, great. So people asked me about it. And I said, yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and do this because it seems a little more safe than the other ones. I never, traditionally, I was not into the trading because I knew the fluctuations could be horrific, right? It's one thing to have volatility from the market, but it's another thing to have volatility from the market and from your PAM account and from the broker and from the liquidity product. Oh my gosh. So you could easily just lose everything and it's gone and it doesn't come back, right? it's an easier way to lose your money if you're not ready for those particular programs. And so trading is a challenge, right? If you don't have a good trader process, if it's a bot or if it's a real life person, it could crush you. And so that's the difference between that and hypes. Hypes, you know what you're dealing with. But when you're dealing with these traders, you're thinking that they know what they're doing, and you put your money in the PAM account or no, or broker, whatever, whoever gets it. And you think that they know what they're doing and they're going to actually, hey, look, people are donating money into this account, then I need to be responsible and get them good returns. Well, traditionally, that's normally what happens. And then things kind of slow down, or, just whatever the market does, it does. Well, if FX Sway comes along, we jumped in the AGE PAM account, and I put a little bit in, tested it out. So, okay, I'll let it ride and see what happens, learning as I go. Then a couple other people jumped in with me, and I said, okay, let's make this happen. Well, soon thereafter, it didn't fare too well, and it started to basically go south. Well, basically, I went from like $1,000 down to 650, and then from 650 down to about 3. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even worried about this. So I just wrote that off and said, you know what? Hey, I gave it a shot, didn't work out, moved on. So moved on. Then I heard about FX Sway with another PAM account that they're offering. And I said, I'll pass. And I did not worry about it. Soon thereafter, heard about it, said that it wasn't doing so well. The first week, it was crushing it. First week. Now, mind you, I'm not critical about any of them because nobody's 100%, but this one has a track record. And so when you see a FX Sway and their PAM accounts that they have recommended, right? They're not doing the trading, they're recommending this PAM account, and it fails, then sooner, somewhere down the road, they recommend another one. And the first week they're doing 80%, 100%, boom, over 2 or 3 week period, 300%, oh my gosh, this thing is really rocking. And then 2 weeks later, basically draw down 50, 60%. And then it basically crashes and your money is gone. Okay, that's number 2. But then guess what? I don't know, a month or 2 later, you have tech trades is starting to rock, but for some reason, people are looking at this FX Sway again that's saying, hey, we got this thing called the gold mine. Now, okay, attractive name, another PAM account that they're offering. Now let's just put it to the people. If you're watching this video and you can hear me, if FX Sway is not doing the trading, but they are recommending this PAM account and it's on their particular list of PAM accounts that they want to offer people, if the third PAM account that you signed up with them fails, who is actually responsible for that? I know everybody wants to say you're responsible for your own money and you're responsible for making your own decisions. No, I'm not talking about that. You have to accept your responsibility of choosing to get into the program, but the fault is on that particular company that says, I'm going to use this and I'm going to recommend this gold mine PAM account to the audience. And when they recommend it to key people spread it to their audience and their communities. And now they win for 3 days. And then the next 3 days, they lose everything. Yes, I do put that on the person that's putting it out to the universe. Yes, FX Sway, you are offering something that is not working for anybody. This is true. Therefore, if FX Sway has a 0-3 record, why would you trust FX Sway to provide you with anything? And I'm not mad at FX Sway at all, because I can talk about 100 programs out there that I got involved with that actually just crashed and burned too. But I've already had those discussions. But I don't want people to be misled in believing that if you go to your financial advisor, right? If you have one, if you don't, one day you may have one. And that financial advisor says, because you're going to them to say, look, you've studied the market. What stock should I purchase at this point in time? Because that's your professional opinion. I don't have to choose it, but which stock do you think I should buy? Okay, here's my choices. Bitcoin. No, I'm just kidding. But you know, that could be an option, right? At first, they may say Microsoft, they may say, you know, Tesla, they may say Zoom 3 years ago, they may say Nokia, they may say, you know, which is crazy, but I'm just saying, Apple, right? So, and Amazon, they may give you these options. And then they may say, but you may look at Bitcoin because it's a good option as well. Now, if that's the case, then you choose one and you're probably going to do okay. And well, if you choose Nokia, then you may not. But it's possible because I tried it, it didn't work out. Now, that's one example. What if that same financial advisor says, look, all right, I know last in March when we talked about this, I gave you some good ones and you know, I know it didn't work out too well. So I got some more good ones for you. Now, you've hired this person to do this first time. Then the second time you come back again, you give them another shot. And now the second time they say, and you ask me, hey man, I see Bitcoin is at about, you know, it was at 5,000 when we first talked and you didn't think it was a good buy. Now it's at about 15,000. I mean, that's a 300%. I mean, or do you think it's a good buy? You know, maybe we can get a little bit of Bitcoin now. You know, I got about 50K. Maybe I get 3 Bitcoin and you think it's going to go up again? Well, I'm not sure. So this second time, right? So they said, you know, safer thing, you know, with Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon, Apple. Apple's going to split to give you some benefit there. You know, Tesla splitting, give you some benefit there. So that Citigroup, Citicorp, you know, maybe Cisco, those are some good safe options. And you're like, okay, got it. Then the third time, after you lost twice, right? Because you hadn't got your Bitcoin. Well, when you first asked them about Bitcoin, it was $5,000. The second time you asked them about Bitcoin, it was about $15,000. Well, guess what? About 6 months later, Bitcoin goes to $60,000. Your financial advisor says, no, not the one. So after the third time you had this conversation with this person and you missed out on Bitcoin because they just told you no, now you wanted to do it, but you want to trust that your financial advisor is telling you the right thing. What would you do the third time? Oh yeah, I hear you loud and clear. You would fire that person and go find somebody that will actually listen to you and y'all can work together because you're tired of losing money. Okay, got it. But are you saying that FX Way, being the one that's recommending these PAM accounts, shouldn't be held accountable? Oh no, they are accountable. So I say the same thing. If you have been, and I've been in those shoes because I've used FX Way. I've like I said, I tried it twice. It didn't work. I stopped. So when a broker or when a, you know, a project manager and a broker and our broker decides to offer some accounts or fund managers, PAM accounts, and you know, I was with a Manifest FX. Believe me, they changed PAM accounts as well. They changed brokers as well because it wasn't working. So they changed, right? They changed the whole model actually. So they do that. It does happen. But you as a consumer has to be smart enough to see, you know, what's going on. It's your money, right? And so I would recommend looking at some other options versus going with one that has a 0-3 record. For me personally, that's what I'm talking about. So if FXWay is behind this and pushing these to their audience, then 0-3 is not a good record. All right, I don't know what they did in the past. Maybe they did great in the past. Maybe they were really rocking. But let's transfer this idea to tech trades. I want to touch on tech trades to compare. People were angry about tech trades because tech trades did a lot of research and they found that the bot was working really well. Smart bot, Hyperbot. Hyperbot, you know, was my choice because I'm, you know, risk tolerance is very high. And they were doing about 10% a day, right, for some time. And then they said, hey, you know, 6% is more reasonable. And so it basically was 6 to 10% was about the average. And this is like a couple of months. The next month, they dropped it down to up to 6%, right? And they still went over 6% a few days. But most of the time, it's between 4 and 6%. I was like, great. After the third month of seeing this, I said, I'm in. So I dive in, you know, put it out there to my community that, look, tech trades is rocking. So got in there. After about 30 days, you know, I saw that there was about three days that they had some loss, but 20 out of 23 days were wins, over 100% that month. I was like, I'm good. I'm good. Like, this is amazing. So I'm like pitching it. I'm promoting it. Like, everybody, to really get into this. Well, um, they don't have PAM accounts. They have actual brokers that handle, the funds, and they have a liquidity provider, obviously, to make sure you get paid. Well, here's what happens. In September, I believe it was, the first week, loss, like loss. I was like, oh man. And then they won a few days and then they lost again. And it was like, oh my gosh, it just was like loss after loss after loss. And I'm like, oh man, what's going on? Now, mind you, I put about 500 in it, because I'm testing it out. But over a month, I'm over 1100. And I'm like, okay, let's let it ride. I hadn't taken nothing out, let it ride. And then, people always ask, can you withdraw? Okay, let me go in. So I pulled out 200. Boom, no problem. I got it in my wallet. So I was like, it works. I'm good with that, but I wanted to grow. So I left it. And September comes around. September was a crash and burn month. I'm talking the whole month was terrible for tech trades. I'm still a fan, right? So I'm out there pitching, look, guys, in a week, another week, I said, if tech trades did 12% in 1 week, now they're normally doing about 50%, but they did 12% in 1 week. They're still doing better than most of them out there in this space that people are tooting their horns about, right? So I don't have a problem with other people's choices, but when it comes to one that you just want to see fail, then you will talk negatively about it just because, right? I don't want to see any of them fail because people's money is tied into it. And these people have all their earned money and they want to get some gains. They're not here to lose. And therefore, I get very passionate about the fact that people sometimes talk about a program just because they want it to fail. And it's weird. Like, it's not personal to me. And when it comes to who, if it's this one or that one, like if that one's winning, then keep winning, right? If FXWay offered the golden, whatever it was, that PAM account, and it was winning, then everybody's excited. And I'm happy. I'm not in it, but I'm like, great, they're doing great because I know a lot of people in it. I want you to win. But Tech Trades is over here winning for 3.5 months, like crushing it. I'm to over 300%. And people still negative about them because they just want them to not win. And I'm like, what is the deal? I don't get it, right? So anyway, I'm tripping off of that alone. But at the same time, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with tech trades in the natural sense. So of course, I'm looking at it from a different perspective. I look at September and say, yes, tough times in the month of September, no doubt. Tech trades, you took it on the chin. You told people, look, hang in there, hold on, we're okay. Life is not going to end today with on my shoulders. Just hang in there with us. And I'm like, I'm good with that, right? No problem. Let's do what we got to do. Well, at the same time, you had like I said, a lot of people that just discounted them, didn't really believe that they would step up and get back in the game. Well, that being the case, you know how it goes. New ones show up. So I said, okay. I said, what I'm going to do, since they're losing a few times, then I'm going to step back and let them, work out, their issues with the bot and see where it goes. Well, guess what? After a little while, it starts to come back. Now, yes, I was negative on a daily basis because the whole account was down about 40%. Now, but in my account, since I was up about 130%, obviously I wasn't in the red in my personal account. So they hadn't even got to the 500 that I put in. I was still on the plus side, right? Just because I had earned enough that when it started to lose, it basically just took my profit. And so then they started to kind of pull back up the ladder. So now Tech Trades is actually on about 3 to 4% a day, but it's on the plus side. Okay, they reduced the risk a lot. They've tweaked the bot, and now it's doing, like I said, 3 to 4%. sometimes. I think 2% was about the lowest, but it is, you know, about 3 to 4. I've seen 4% a couple of times, 6%, 13%. So 4% is about the average, which is great, right? So with that being said, the end of September, it got around 4% a day. And now in October, you know, it's only been a couple of days, it's starting to climb back up. Now, consistent, you know, 3-4%. And so I'm very happy with the fact that they're moving in that direction, which I talk about in my group all the time. So what I want to do is take a look and see where they're at right now. So if you will, just be patient with me for 1 second. I'm going to check and see what happened today. All right, so tech trades 3.72%. There you go. See, around 4%. I'm good with that. You know why? Because if you look at their October, so October, yeah, they're up 13% in October. Now that puts me in the green actually. So it was negative because of September. Now they up 13%, which it was 6% balance, -6. Now we're at 13, so we're a positive 7%. There you go. So they're moving in the right direction. That's all I can say. Now, compare that to the other ones that's just crushed and crashed and burned and has 0 for 3, then come on, guys. You know, so there's no reason to talk negative about one that actually is trying to do the right thing and has more control over what they're doing, and they're making it happen. So they're not saying, hey, Pam, I'm gonna blame you because you failed. No, they're like, it's on us. It's my bot. I'm gonna fix it, and I'll make sure that you guys, you know, get that trust and belief back in what we were doing, right? So I just felt like they were getting the bad end of the deal for no reason, and I heard that across the board. And so I'm still, like I said, I'm still pro tech trades. I think they have the right people. They got the right AI. They just got to tweak it a little bit and get in sync with the market, get back to where they were, you know, June, July timeframe, August, and we'll all be cooking really, really well. And so I want you to have, that's a takeaway for tech trades, right? I think it's a great program. I don't, like I said, I don't get in a lot of trading platforms because I you know, it's just, you just don't want to look at the thing, you know, a couple of days here, a couple of days there, and just, oh my gosh, it goes up, goes down. I'm like, oh, but I love the bot system. And I believe that these guys, you know, that are running the bots, the hyperbot, smart bot, they really are got the best interest for the people there. And I appreciate what they're doing. So, hey, kudos to the guys behind Tech Trades, you know, the hyperbot, smart bot, great. Now, I definitely will not be going with the new broker. Not my preference. I'm sticking with TP Global because I think that's the better choice, and I wish they would focus, you know, basically on that one and just work with them. And I believe they will have a winning strategy going forward. That's just my personal opinion. All right, hey, tech trades, keep doing what you're doing, make it happen, prove them all wrong.